Good afternoon. The husband of a woman stabbed to death in a double murder in Dundee is calling for a decision to deny his children compensation to be overturned. Forrest Alexander applied to the Criminal Injuries Compensation Authority to secure trust funds for his 3 children. But because their mother Holly had left the family home a month before she was killed, the applications were all turned down.
She was a fantastic mother until about 2 months prior to her death. They pretty much said she was worthless. Not that the monetary value means anything. It was just like the final smack in the face, you know. As far as I'm concerned, it was the government that let this scumbag stay here after finding out what he was, and he was allowed to roam the streets and kill 2 people.
Oil giant BP has been given the go-ahead for a North Sea development which could produce 20 billion barrels of oil. Approval has been granted by the Oil and Gas Authority for the Allergen field west of Shetland. It's expected to come on stream in 2020. There are calls for Scottish ministers to put a 7-day limit on the use of unsuitable temporary homeless accommodation. The charity Crisis says some B&Bs and hostels, many of which impose curfews and visiting bans, can make homeless people feel isolated. More than 4 in 5 of those surveyed say they feel isolated, with 88% feeling depressed due to their living situation. It's emerged that ScotRail has been fined more than £2 million in the first half of this year after failing to meet a series of targets. A report from April to June showed the operator fell short in areas including toilets, train cleanliness and litter at stations. ScotRail say progress has been made. 1/5 of people diagnosed with a chest, heart or stroke condition are missing opportunities to rebuild their lives, according to a charity. Chest, Heart and Stroke Scotland says thousands of Scots are not accessing the full range of services available to them. It wants the government to establish a universal right to rehab.
Without the rehab, I know I wouldn't be as strong and as able as I am. And I think the recovery time would be an awful lot longer without the rehabilitation and the support from Chest, Heart and Stroke.
Now it's time for a look at the weather forecast. Here's Alex.
Bringing you sunshine. TUI sponsors STV Weather.
Although there was a little bit of a ill-divided weather world at the moment, mainly fine and dry in the south. Up to the north, there's a weather front, and it's pretty windy up there too. So, across the Northern Isles in particular early on, a fair amount of rain to come, fairly strong winds as well. To the south though, plenty of fine, dry weather indeed. Over on the eastern side, it'll be quite warm, I would think, perhaps 15, perhaps even 16 Celsius. But as we go through the night, here comes that weather front a little bit further south. Doesn't get really much further than about the Forth Clyde Valley before it starts to peter out again in the south, so it never really goes anywhere. But it stays windy right through the night and right through tomorrow morning as well, with rain in the north.
Bringing you sunshine. TUI sponsors STV Weather.
That's all for now. Join us again for the STV News at 6. But from everyone here on the Lunchtime team, have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.